Hey everybody, I'm Kanashimi, and we're on our couch corner. We are in a corner actually, and here tuned into 91.8 The Fan. I'm here with a very awesome guest. You can see he's excited. You're so excited. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh my gosh, totally! I've always wanted to be on 91.8 The Fan, and I've always wanted to be a part of this game. Oh my gosh, you're the best! You're all I listen to. I know I should broaden my horizons, but you're still all I listen to. Okay, I am Warky. Warky T. Chocobo. That is Steve Nunez, aka Warky the Chocobo. And I'm so excited to be here on The Fan! Woo! I love you, Mom!
Would you like your Emmy? Thank God I'm not using that remote. Anyway, you're actually kind of a first for 91.8 The Fan. Usually we do the voice actors, we do the cosplayers, but we haven't done someone like you who's into music. So you get to be aka number one, you can brag about it.
I have broken the fan's virginity. This is fantastic. Fantastic.
Don't tell your mom you lost your virginity on 91.8 The Fan, please.
She already knows.
She did it too. Anyway, would you like to explain to everybody out there what exactly it is that you do?
Not really, but okay.
Not really?
Well, what do I do? What does any of us do, really? Well, I'll tell you. Here's what I do. I play piano! Woo! I play piano and I do video game music. I do video game music, anime music. I enjoy lounging on couches.
And how does this make you feel?
This feels incredibly nice and comfy. My goodness. I think I might sit up. Okay, so, I play video game music. I use 4 fingers on each hand. Which parrot was that? Because I have this weird little nerve thing that allows me to stretch my fingers to like almost like perfect. Almost a straight line. Which is kind of wrong, and apparently I'm missing a nerve or something. So, because this should hurt, but it doesn't at all.
A little bit, yeah.
So, but I go to conventions and they ask me to play video game music, popular video game music. I play all kinds of stuff from 8-bit to the new stuff, everything from Final Fantasy to RPGs to sports to fighting games, whatever. And it's just it's a ton of fun. Everybody really enjoys it. And it's just it's enjoyable just to have fans and go all over the world, the country so far.
And I can sense the Final Fantasy vibe. He's got a chocobo feather. Who'd you steal that from?
I actually molted it off my body.
Interesting. Anyway, on to a different question.
Before The Fan becomes 18 plus.
How did you originally begin playing piano?
Actually, it's funny. My parents got a piano from somebody. They just gave it away, and my dad fixed it to make sure that he would play. And then I sat there on the piano playing nothing. I couldn't play. I was too poor. I couldn't afford lessons. So, which it's terrible. But I wanted to play so badly that I sat there trying to figure out each note and each chord and how it sounds and think out little different things on it And then the only thing I had at the time was a Nintendo. So I listened to the video games and I was like, I can play that. I started plinking it out, one note at a time, and then started adding more, and I got better and better, and it just took a ton of practice, so don't ever stop practicing.
And now you stayed with video games.
Yeah, I did branch into anime music for a while, and so even now I still play anime music at con and whatnot, but for the most part it's usually just video games. They're a lot more fun. People recognize video games a lot more than certain animes because there's just so many, but video game-wise, it's a lot more popular for older stuff.
I think with video games, you have to listen to the music during intense moments just a little bit more. It's like, it gets you pumped and you recognize that music. We just played Heavy Rain again last night and I immediately recognized the music. So
there you go.
I think that really puts people into the feel. And I have to wonder, do you still play the 8-bit stuff at your concerts?
I do. I love it. The 8-bit stuff's my favorite because it gives you that nostalgic feel, and no matter how old you are, you can always recognize certain tones or something. Everybody knows the Super Mario Brothers theme. I mean, if you didn't, you're not from this country, and even then, you probably know it.
Probably.
Probably.
And I have to say, how did it become something to where you were appearing at anime conventions? I mean, how do you get thrown into that situation where you're like, oh, I'm good enough to have my own panel. I'm snazzy.
Yeah, sure. How do you become so conceited, Warky? Well, I'll tell you. Okay, to be conceited, you first have to own a couch. I mean, this luxurious couch. This is amazing. Anyway.
Being an awesome corner.
Yeah, well, actually, a long time ago, I was in New York. I was in there's a convention called Icon. And I just happened to be playing some video game music on the piano. And somebody said, Michael Gluck actually, who is a piano school,
Oh,
he actually told me, he goes, hey, you know, who are you? I was like, oh, I'm Steve, I'm Warky. You know, he goes, Warky, huh? I'm like, yeah, work, there you go. And he goes, okay, cool. And he goes, you can play video game music. I said, yeah. He's like, you play pretty well. He's like, do you want to play with me sometime? And I said, oh my gosh, yes, you know, fanboy.
Yeah.
I squeakasmed. And then he told me, hey, you should come to Otakon with me. And so I went to Otakon with him, and I actually got to sing for him at Otakon. I actually sang anime music. I did some noir and some lunar. I did the lunar boat song in the female range.
Oh, wow.
Way up there.
High.
Yeah, way up there.
So you would say you could sing pretty good.
Yeah, apparently. I sang well enough that he liked me and Otakon liked me, and so I've actually done Otakon a couple times now. But from that moment on, like, different conventions were like, hey, you know, I saw your Otakon, can you do this for us? Yeah, you know, what do you do? I play piano. Really? Well, let's hear it, okay. And then it started branching off, and then finally Michael hurt his wrist one time. He couldn't play a show in Utah. Amazingly, I moved to Utah, and he said, I can't do the show. He said, but my friend Warky, he plays, you could get him. Perfect. So they contacted me, and then from that, everyone else, I got in the newspaper, and they were just like, hey, you know, can you do my show? Can you do this show? Can you do this show? And since his hand was still hurting, he was referring me, and then everybody started asking, hey, I've heard about this guy, he's pretty good.
So it kind of snowballed.
And it snowballed all the way. And now Michael, he owns a video game testing company, so he doesn't even like do the con circuit anymore, though I'm pretty sure he'll get back into it. He's got to. He's very talented.
So now I have to wonder, will you ever sing the Titanic theme song? Since you have that vocal range.
I have sang it. I sang it actually during one of my panels.
Did you?
We changed the lyrics a little bit. I was like, every time I play here at this convention, I see you and I hear you playing at my place tonight. Like, we started just randomly making up stuff. It was very amusing, and people thought it was very entertaining. So sometimes we just sing. Like, I'll sing Evanescence a lot.
I love Evanescence.
Like, I'm so tired of playing here. Whatever. That was terrible.
I'm actually just waiting for their next album to come out. I don't, being with 91.8 fan, I don't actually listen to very many US artists anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
it's all J-pop.
Yeah, it's Japanese, Korean, Chinese, all that. But Evanescence, will always be my favorite. Shiny, Super Junior, you have nothing on me. So I have to wonder, you know, you came to Vegas. Now this obviously isn't your first time in Vegas. You were at another convention.
Correct. I was at Anime Land Makiba.
And did you get to sightsee anywhere?
I didn't really sightsee. Actually, I did. I saw one place. I saw one thing. I saw the LDS Mormon Temple. That was cool. That was cool. I'm a Mormon, so it was really cool for me to see that. Actually.
Right. And what about this time? Gambling, drinking, anything?
No, we went to Burger King. That was amazing.
The lights from your window.
Let me tell you, wow. It's just like the Burger King back home.
It's actually really funny if you get the chance to drive down the strip, like if you and your minion get to drive down, there's really fancy Walgreens and CVS's. Like fancy, you know, like they have lights and they have like balconies and all this other stuff.
I just assume that everything has a strip joint in it. Like, you know, it's like gamble while you're waiting for your meds. If you want, there's a peep show next to it.
There's actually, in comparison, there isn't that many strip shows, but there are slot machines everywhere. Like
I know it's a slot machine.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I live like across town, and I live near a CVS, and I know nobody's gonna find me because the CVS is everywhere. And inside the CVS are slot machines, and they're right down the street where the gas station is are slot machines. And in the Albertsons, there's slot machines. Yeah. Viva Las Vegas.
Poultry's on sale. Ooh, I just won $12. Better get two.
It's like the crane game, except you.
Okay, I'm addicted to crane games.
Really?
Yes, I am. So that's my form of gambling.
I think I should tell you where to go then, or
Don't
maybe I shouldn't.
At 91.8 The Fans, crane game.
There's a few crane games where you can win consoles and nanos and all that sort of thing at New York, New York.
You're kidding.
And then, if you really love video games, I've been pimping this a lot during interviews. It's because we did it. We all
did. Did you guys win?
We went to, actually, no, none of us can gamble. Okay. Kibbs can gamble. Not you, but Kibbs past you.
Wait, he's past the camera.
Yeah, he's past. You guys can't see.
That's right.
But basically, there's Coca-Cola and M&M. You see them away from the street. They're like huge.
Yes,
and underneath is something called GameWorks. Like you go downstairs and it's like $25 for 2 hours, and you can play whatever you want in there.
Wow.
Like they have all the House of Dead, they have a bunch of like racing games, they have Mario Kart that blue screened on us. They have couple games, they have all these games that you can just play for 2 hours. So if you're into video games,
I am a little.
just a little.
Just a tad.
What sort of consoles do you have?
I have a DSi XL, and I have a Wii. Nintendo all the way!
I can tell.
I have a PS2 that's modded.
Well, I have a question. For things that you don't play, for things that you haven't learned, what would you really like to learn that you haven't yet?
I haven't yet?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. I have never played it.
Don't tell anybody.
It's terrible. Don't tell anyone. Oops. But I actually just bought it so that I could play it because I haven't played it.
Oh,
and
so you just got the first one.
I just got the first one so far. I'm gonna get the second one after this, but I need to play it because it's too popular.
Have you played it at all yet, or no?
Nothing. I just bought it, so I'll be playing that this week.
Well,
That's Warky's top pick.
And what's one of the soundtracks you keep coming back to no matter what?
Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI, that one's your favorite?
It's my favorite. Final Fantasy VI.
That's the Final Fantasy III in America.
Right, that was Final Fantasy III in North America.
Because I'm like, I know I have one of them on SNES, and it's marked as 3, and it always confuses me.
That had more music than an opera. More music than a Broadway play sometimes. Like, just huge musical score, 4 discs of just music. Incredible.
Now, I have to wonder, with just the piano stuff that might not have any lyrics to it, do you ever put lyrics to it?
Some of the pianos, yes. Yes, I do.
Are they
Many
serious lyrics?
Not usually. Okay, I play some anime stuff. I did Full Metal Alchemist, Bracha, which is the Russian thing. It's called Brothers in English, I guess you can translate to. And it's the one that they play whenever they talk about the mother, or they're remembering back about something that was really sad. At a convention, I was gonna put there's real lyrics for that thing, even though it's in Russian, but there's American lyrics too, which took me down a bit.
Yeah, you should do. I was just about to say you should do a duet.
Well, see, that's just it, and it's fun to sing. It really is, and it's right in my range, which is nice. It's really high. I sing really high, so it was good. But I was doing a panel, and I was just giving a concert, and all of a sudden I just started laughing really hard in the middle of the song, and I had to stop. And everyone goes, "Warky, what happened? What's so funny?" And I'm just like, "I'm sorry, but I just thought about how there's this fan fiction story about how Warky's mom is a chocobo, Warky's dad is a beastmaster, and Warky's been kidnapped, and his son or whatever who's a quarter chocobo is looking for him in this world." Yeah, it gets really weird. But anyway, I thought about it and I said, I wonder if he was crying over his dad or something as he's going on his journey, what would he be singing about? And I sat there and I started warking the song, and I was like really warking it, like the word was wark, and I was like, the song is like wark, 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 wark. And then we finally get to the end, it's like wark, 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 wark. And just the whole crowd was like, "Dear Lord, is that real?" But they laughed their butts off. They thought it was the funniest thing. Now every time I do another show, if it's the first time, I'll do it. But no one's ever gotten a YouTube video of it, so this will be the first.
Now I have to wonder, what can people who go to your panel expect?
They expect a lot of fun. There's a lot of feathers. Lots of feathers.
Pillow fight?
We totally give out feathers. We give out chocobo feathers to everybody, and we have a blast. What you can expect is just a really wide array of music. I don't just stick to only 8-bit. I do 16-bit. I do 24, 32, whatever. Any kind of bit.
MP3-bit.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait.
128, 320, 720p. You can see me in HD. I give you special glasses.
The chocobo feathers are the 3D glasses.
It's true. With them, the power of the chocobo grants you haste.
And so, what conventions are you going to after this?
After this one, I got a couple scheduled. We have Anime Land or Talk to Mex in Albuquerque, New Mexico, September 24th to 26th. We got SnafuCon on October 22nd. Yeah, that's in Reno, Nevada. Okay. Actually, that'll be another Nevada one. Or Nevada, as you guys say. I've got Anime Bonsai. I've got to plug that one. Oh my gosh. Anime Bonsai in Layton, Utah. Because it won't be in Salt Lake City this year. They had to move to a bigger venue. That's in Layton. That's October 8th through 10th. That will be amazingly epic.
Apparently you're inviting them to go.
I am inviting you to go. Go. And then I've got Tomodachi Fest, which is Thanksgiving weekend in Boise, Idaho. And then I've got SuperCon, which is actually in Henderson, Nevada. I think, on December 12th.
Oh, yeah, that's the... Okay.
Like a one-day con thing.
I'm not so familiar with SuperCon because...
I'm not either. It's kind of showed up one day.
Yeah, it showed up one day and they, like, as of yet, they have, from what I know, I guess they're finally getting guests.
Yeah, they're actually, they asked me, they have another guest. Can I leak this?
I don't know, but...
I didn't sign an NDS, a non-disclosure agreement thing, or an NDA, but I didn't call it NDS.
If you didn't sign an NDA,
I didn't sign one, so I can't get in trouble. So, rumor has it that voice actress for video games, Tekken, and Virtua Fighter, Lisa Wilkerson, will be there also.
Very cool. But she'll be new to the Vegas scene, I think.
Yeah, we'll both be doing panels there. It's a lot of fun.
And where can, fans keep updated with what you're doing? You have a website, a Twitter, your Facebook?
Facebook me. I am facebook.com/Warky.
You want to spell it for me?
WARKY.
They're not the brightest. Sorry, guys.
Or you can just look me up on Google, Warky T Chocobo, Warky the Chocobo, Warky, or Steve Nunez, Warky, something with Warky in it. Anything with Warky and Chocobo, you can't go wrong. Like, even if you misspell it, like, it'll correct it, autocorrect it on Google.
And is there anything else you want to say to the fans?
Wark! I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in with us. I hope you had a lot of fun. I did.
And thank you for joining us for our coverage of Anime Vegas. Make sure to keep tuned to the site because we're going to have more guests, more pictures, more who knows what, and everything else. So keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Thank you for being a part of this interview.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah. Bye, guys.